first at 5, it's been 3 weeks since the Lewiston mass shooting. And in that time, more than a dozen potentially dangerous Mainers have had their weapons or guns taken away. Good evening. Thanks for joining us. I'm Marissa Bodner.
And I'm Greg Lagerquist. The state's yellow flag law allows for that when somebody poses a threat to themselves or others. CBS 13's Mal Meyer joining us live in the newsroom with what could be behind this increased use of this law, Matt.
State data obtained by CBS 13 News shows that law enforcement has used Maine's so-called yellow flag law 17 times since that horrific day. In some of those cases, people made threats to copy the suspect or be a mass shooter, too. Auburn police took the call.
We received a report of an individual that was causing self-harm.
A 20-year-old man was attempting suicide by stabbing himself in the stomach last Friday. According to a description from the Attorney General's office, he said he was going to be, quote, the next Robert Card. That's a pretty significant statement.
Given everything that's transpired over the last few weeks, yes. Very concerning.
He says Auburn police have pursued weapons restriction orders before, but those didn't work out. This time, it did.
We've just run into some issues.
The Saginaw County Sheriff's Office has faced the same challenges to getting an order granted. But last week, a 27-year-old locked himself in his parents' garage with a pistol. He was writing and reading a suicide note to his wife.
This specific case, the subject was transported to the hospital, was later placed in protective custody, and the weapon restriction order process was followed through on.
The use of this process has skyrocketed this year. So far, there's been 70 orders granted statewide, far beyond any other time since the law took effect in July of 2020.
I think it's important to use it when the facts and circumstances allow us to be able to use it.
The Saginaw County Sheriff's Office is facing tough questions over why it was not used on the Lewiston shooting suspect before he went on to kill 18 people and wound others. That, despite being repeatedly contacted about Robert Card II's deteriorating mental health and access to guns. Why more departments might be using this now?
I think it's just a matter of being extra cautious.
But Lieutenant Harrington isn't sure if law enforcement will feel more pressure to use this moving forward.
I couldn't really say. We're certainly going to do our jobs and do our job to the best of our abilities.
To see an interactive map where this law has been used, you can head to our website, WGME.com. In the studio, I'm Mal Meyer.